Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Mans. I'm a faculty member here in the Georgia Southern DPT program, and I would like to welcome you to PT School. Congratulations, you made it. I know it doesn't look exactly the way you thought it would look. Starting PT School, your first semester, and of course we wish you were on campus with us. However, I've put together this little welcome screencast as sort of like a little encouragement for you to be successful in this online platform. So welcome, and let's get started. Your life online. What are we going to talk about today? It's nothing that's any big secret, right? It's all about managing your activities within finite amounts of time, taking care of your body and your brain, and reaching out if you have questions or if you need support. Now, sometimes teaching looks like this. Things have looked a little weird for your faculty members, so I thought it'd be kind of nice to share this with you. This is me in my classroom with my students. We all really miss being in the classroom with our students, and I don't think we'll ever take it for granted ever again. So sometimes teaching looks like this, and sometimes when your classroom gets turned inside out and then upside down and then put online, teaching looks like this. This is me in my bedroom. Teaching from home in my pajamas with my coffee. So even for us, things have really changed. But teaching for us always means that we'll provide you with the tools you need to be successful in class and as future clinicians, that you will make connections between anatomy, physiology, pathophysiology, and treatment, that your faculty will work as a team, and that you students are our #1 priority. So you will have everything you need to be successful. But don't forget that we want you or expect you to do your part. So what can you do? First of all, you got to set your brain and yourself up for success. Your brain will love you if you have a consistent schedule, nutrition that fuels your body, exercise, and sleep. So let's talk about ways to make that happen in your first semester of PT school, which is normally something that's really crazy. And now there's this whole other layer that we've got to manage. Let's talk about a consistent schedule. I will go ahead and admit that I struggled with this when we first moved to total online. It feels like you have all kinds of time to do everything that you need to do, but you really don't. I mean, a whole day can go by and then you'll say, oh gosh, I didn't get anything done today. So let's talk about that consistent schedule. How can you set it up? You got to get yourself a calendar and just stick with it. It doesn't have to be fancy, as we'll talk about in the next couple of slides, but making a schedule and sticking with it is the #1 thing you can do to facilitate your success in PT school, whether it's online or whether it is face-to-face. So what are you going to do? Make a plan for every single week. That plan should include important deadlines or exams, and then specifics for each individual class. Check your Google Calendar and your Folio page for updates. As it so happens, I will be making a How to Navigate Folio screencast for you here shortly, and so you'll have a little shortcut to getting familiar with Folio if you're not that familiar with it. So check the Google Calendar and Folio for updates. Your faculty will communicate with you via specific ways. They will update the Google Calendar if the schedule needs to be updated. They may post a news announcement on Folio to let you know of important changes, and they may send you an email. So you really have to check all of those forms of communication, right? If you check your email, and Ms. Varner or Dr. Jenkins or one of your professors has sent an email to you asking a question or requiring a response, then please respond in a timely manner. That is part of your professional behavior. So we've checked all our communication. For each individual class, you really need to make a plan at the beginning of the week or even before the week starts. What are the reading assignments? Yes, we want you to do the reading assignments. So how are you going to do that? So this is the neuroscience book. It happens to be my favorite. So you will turn to your reading assignment. And one thing that you're not going to do is just highlight the whole page, right? That's not reading, not really. You really want to take a look at the bigger picture stuff first to prepare yourself for what those pages are going to cover. Then you'll take a look at the smaller subheadings and read a little bit underneath those. So really take it piece by piece by piece rather than trying to read every single word. At the end of that reading assignment, you should have a few questions that you've written down, or maybe an outline of what you read. And hopefully you'll take that with you to your lecture or to your screencast, whatever the case may be. And that series of questions that you prepared should get answered by the lecture. So the reading assignment really is a critical way to prepare for what you're going to hear in class, whether your class is synchronous or asynchronous. So what are the reading assignments? Make a plan for when and how you're going to complete those. What lectures should you attend? Are they synchronous sessions? Do you have to be there at 8 a.m.? Will the session be recorded? If it's going to be recorded, maybe you can watch it later if you're unable to attend. Or is it a screencast that you can watch at any time? Make a plan for when you are going to interact with that content. What discussions should you participate in? Are these going to be on folio? If they're on folio, then go to the discussion page and participate, right? Or make a plan for when you plan to participate in those. Are there any quizzes you need to take? If so, make a note of when those quizzes close so that you don't miss your deadline. Finally, build in time for review every single day. I'm not saying you can never take a day off, but at the end of the day, it's very helpful, neuroscience says, to go back and read over what you've learned and write down any questions that you have. One thing that I have learned as I've been studying neuroscience and studying what it means to learn is that after about 24 hours has passed after a given lecture, you have lost about 80% of what you learned during that lecture. So it's really important that you go back and review every single day. I know it's exhausting. I know you're going to be tired, but with a little discipline and building it into your schedule, you can make it work. Now, a consistent schedule does not have to be fancy. It does not have to be color-coded, and it doesn't have to go on Instagram. It just has to work. So on the left here, I hope you can see my cursor kind of moving around. You will see this is what your Google Calendar looks like. It's actually what my Google Calendar looks like. Your classes on my Google Calendar are green. So those are your class schedules for the first week of summer classes. I also can see what the other classes are doing, the second year class and third year class. I can see if my department has planned any meetings for me to go to, that sort of stuff. Now this is not my primary calendar. I do check Google Calendar every single day to make sure that nothing has changed in scheduling of meetings and that sort of stuff. However, on the right-hand side, that's my calendar. What you can see is that it is not cute. It is not color-coded. It's not even that neat. I can't believe I'm showing it to you. And basically, it just has every day what I plan to do. And I really try to fill this out the week before and mark things off as I get them done. Sometimes I mark them off and do a great job, and sometimes I finish them and I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm moving on. So I got this planner. It has tons of space for me to write. I think I got it on Amazon. The brand is Blue Sky. This is not an advertisement or anything. It's just happens to be a planner where I can write everything that I need to, and it has tons of space. I think they also sell them at Target if you need a planner. Now, science says, and mom says, don't neglect your body. So as you're going through this super disciplined schedule that you're going to set for yourself, you will be tempted to skip meals or eat crap or go to bed super late or skip your workout. And those are terrible things for your body and terrible things for your brain. Adequate nutrition, eat your fruits and vegetables. That will fuel your body and your brain and set you up for learning. Exercise promotes neurogenesis. That's the creation of new neurons in your brain. It elevates your mood and improves your sleep. And without sleep, you cannot do your best learning. Sleep deprivation is actually one of the worst stressors for your body. So you really do need to make it a priority to build in time each day for adequate nutrition, for exercise, and for sleep, whatever that looks like for you. This is not easy. This is going to be probably a really tough semester. You might find yourself struggling with isolation, with content. And so some easy tips, again, not big secrets, some easy tips are to ask your questions when you have them and go to those online office hours that your professors will be holding this semester. We have asked all the faculty to create online office hours for which they will be available to answer any questions you might have. And if those online office hours don't work, then ask for a separate meeting time. That is okay to do. Create an online study group with your classmates. I know that you guys can't be together, but you can meet up online together to go through difficult content and to support each other when you're struggling. One of the most important aspects of this program is the cohesiveness that the students build. And so, you know, while it might not be easy to get to know people online, it is essential to make those connections just so that you have peers who understand you and people you can talk through material with. Find ways to disconnect. It is as important to fully disconnect when you're exercising, when you're eating, when you're sleeping. It is as important to disconnect as it is to have disciplined learning time. So build in that time for yourself. Reach out to a classmate if you find yourself struggling or if you just need to talk through some stuff, or reach out to your advisor. All of us have been assigned, several of you, to be our advisees. We will be reaching out to you periodically over the summer, making sure everything's going okay, asking if we can help you with anything. And you can also reach out to any professor that you trust if there's anybody that you've built a relationship with that you think might be able to help you out. Overall, what I'd like for you to know is that your faculty are really here to help you. Just because we're not in the same room, that doesn't mean that we are not here to assist with anything that you might need. So reach out and just let us know if there's anything that we can do to help. Thank you for listening to the screencast. And again, welcome to PT School.